anyone to host? Because I kicked Robin off last time.
You know how irresponsible I am. So I did not. I couldn't find anybody.
I guess I'll host.
Okay.
Oh, welcome to our first.
Hi, my name's Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway, and I'm going to be hosting the Mary Sue game today.
Are you also a poet, by any chance?
I'm a goth, if you can't tell. Today, these preps are going to compete in the Mary Sue game, battle Harry Potter. You better not take any of my boyfriends. They have 5 minutes to come up with their fan fiction, and they have to include me. Okay? So, your 5 minutes start now.
Want to do this?
How did you know this was happening?
My Harry Potter senses were tingling.
Oh my god. This is going to be a long episode. So usually during this time, we try to like talk about Harry Potter. I guess. Would you like to do that since you're the Harry Potter expert?
Yeah.
Well, his name's not Harry Potter anymore. It's Vampire.
Oh, I'm sorry. How could I
Vampire
forget?
Potter.
Vampire Potter. Okay. So, note to contestants, you must include Vampire Potter.
Yep. Name's apparently not Harry anymore.
No?
You will be docked points for saying the word Harry. No.
Anything else you want to tell us about the fandom? Alright, you know what?
Maybe we should just kind of like take a lead on this one for a minute.
So the point of this is we'll be listening to their stories and grading them on their tropes. In this case, the inclusion of Ebony Darkness.
Dementia.
Ravenway. And I'm not related to Gerard Way, though I wish I were. He's a fucking hottie.
I prefer Mike Way.
And so in this, so they've been working on their fanfiction, so they have 5 minutes now to add her, and so we'll be grading on originality, adherence to canon, personal life details, and the overused tropes that they include. Mm-hmm. So things like the falling on their sword, or everyone always in love with them, or the...
That is so true. Everyone is always in love with me. Like, Draco fell in love with me, and then Vampire. And even Diablo, who used to be known as Ron Weasley, he was in love with me too.
Who's Diablo?
Hey, Ebony, when you're writing a really good, like, what's your opinion of some great classic, like, great writing tropes to use?
The inclusion of Morty McFly.
Like, from
Back to the
Future?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
And time travel.
Time travel is a good one.
Time travel is a good one.
I'm always a fan of rivals to lovers.
And along that lines, enemies to lovers, hate sex. Those are all good ones.
A lot of sex.
Okay. Moving along from that. Anything else that you don't want to see in the Harry Potter trope?
Ooh. Well, I had a lot of things I wouldn't want to see, but I have a feeling that they're going to come in this episode.
I'm going to say nothing illegal. Like,
Come on.
No. I'm also for, like, let's not have Voldemort win. Let's not have the, evil succeed. That's kind of my... Yeah. Harry Potter should be good.
Let's not
Harry Potter's still here for that.
Let's not glorify fascists.
Or preps.
Or preps.
Or preps, yeah.
So, everyone knows Harry Potter, right? Like, everyone knows who I am.
I mean...
those are not mutually inclusive statements. We might know who Harry Potter is. I don't think everybody quite knows who you are, Ebony.
So, if you don't know, Ebony here is the main character of a story that she wrote that kind of inserts herself into that universe where she is a witch.
So Ebony here is the ultimate Mary Sue, usually the classic Mary Sue, of the fanfiction My Immortal.
Your 5 minutes are up.
Alright. This is gonna be fun. She's not judging, right? By the way?
No.
No,
No, she
we're
has
judging
no
them.
influence over the judging.
Thank God.
Just Courtney, she is sitting right next to me. Just be very careful.
Well, she doesn't have her wand, so as long as I don't see it at your throat, I'm fine.
Okay.
Anyway.
I still fear for my safety.
Fanfiction starts off. It's the 7th year of Harry Potter. We know how dark that is. Turns out Snape brings in a student he found in the Scottish Highlands that was being taught by her mother. Her name happens to be Corey Celine Black.
Still my name.
Black is related to Sirius and Regulus, but nobody knows how. I'm gonna leave it at that. She's dark. She's obviously in Slytherin. Nothing wrong with that. She does not get along with Draco and his hanger-on, a certain goth named Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway. They obviously don't get along. Neither do, what was it? Vampire and Diablo? Harry and Ron? Suffice to say, Corey doesn't get along with much of anybody at the school. Well, except for Snape. She's always down in the dungeons, working things out, playing with things. Nothing illegal. She just likes... she just likes figuring things out. She was an herbologist back up in the Scottish Highlands, helping things out. She likes potions, obviously. She also introduces Snape to a few things that he's missed in the years since he left the Muggle world, including some movies. She introduces him to Back to the Future, which happens to be one of his favorite movies. And then all heck breaks loose because I don't like using vulgar language. Because I actually like my voice being heard. Corey stays. Surprisingly, so does Ebony. She doesn't like Voldemort any more than she does. They do end up at least kicking some butt together. She's a very powerful witch.
Of course.
And of course, obviously good still wins over evil. They managed to save a few people. They managed to save at least Nymphadora, because a mother does need her son, a son needs his mother. They can't save Fred, but they do try. Remus still loses. But overall, they saved more than they couldn't. Good still wins. Harry still defeats Voldemort. Drops the vampire name. 19 years later, Corey is drifted back off to Scotland. No kids.
Good job, I guess. Very good.
My story revolves around Neptuna Weasley, cousin to Diablo's family, which, you know, in the Harry Potter verse, there were so many Weasleys running around, it's so hard to keep track of them. And she is, of course, a Hufflepuff, which before Arthur Weasley separated and became Gryffindor, all of the Weasleys were Hufflepuffs. From the very start, she wasn't necessarily the most talented or the greatest witch in the world, but she had a big heart. And she grew a very attached relationship to Draco and Vampire over the years, and never really understood why they were fighting. Also, Neptuna is a really excellent cook. That is the one thing she's able to do. She can bake a cake like no one's business with her eyes closed. She decides the best way to get Harry, to get Vampire and Draco to stop fighting is to sit them down over a giant cake and talk things out. Which afterwards, this is during their 5th year, of course, they became friends, and Neptuna became very good friends with Draco's girlfriend, Ebony. As the stories progress, Neptuna is constantly swaying more Gryffindors and Slytherins to get along together peacefully through baked goods. So once Voldemort's army attacks in the 7th book, there isn't just Gryffindors and Hufflepuffs and Ravenclaws participating, defending the school. There was also a fair amount of Slytherins as well, at least half. Mostly guarding Neptuna, because she makes them baked goods for free. As Voldemort dies, Neptuna feels really bad about it because she doesn't want any loss of life. So she persuades McGonagall to give her one of the time turners and travels back to when Voldemort was a child in the orphanage and gives him a cake. Around this time, a DeLorean speeds through the door. And Marty McFly and Doc Brown hop out of the DeLorean, and Neptune just says, I got it. It's good, I got it. End of story.
Oh, goodness. Very good. Oh, very good.
So you've heard both of the stories. Amanda, what do you think of Courtney's?
So I really liked how Courtney, her character, did not get along with Ebony at first. I kind of enjoyed that. It was a surprising twist for the Mary Sue. You'd expect the two Mary Sues to kind of get along, and the fact that they didn't was interesting. I also like the good trope of the dark, mysterious, no one really knows her relations with anybody, but she's super powerful and she's Slytherin. Always a good trope. And I liked how she and Snape would watch movies, especially Back to the Future, and how she was doing nothing illegal in the potions room. That was quite entertaining.
Lauren?
Mm-hmm. I also liked the mysterious kind of past thing. And I did give you points for originality with the Snape thing, because most people probably wouldn't. I guess not most people, but wouldn't like choose Snape as their essentially love interest. Is kind of what you did if you had one. I did like how you kept the same kind of storyline of Harry Potter. Like, you didn't really completely overhaul everything, which was kind of nice because sometimes it gets a little crazy, you know, and so you kind of just like inserted yourself in there in a nice, smooth way. But so yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Izzy?
Yeah, I really liked, first off, Corey Saline Black. I liked you following the trend of, you know, just having random words in a name the way that some people choose to for some reason. I also liked this character as, you know, forming an unlikely friendship with Snape, bringing out his inner child through, you know, Morty McFly and all of his escapades, those heartwarming movies. And I really liked that Ebony was actually on the side of good, which I wouldn't expect normally. But, you know, maybe that's
hate
why.
Haters.
And Voldemort's like the biggest hater in your book. Okay, well, that makes more sense. And I do like how good did prevail over evil, like is canon.
Amanda, what do you think of Alice's?
I like the baked goods a lot. As a person with a huge sweet tooth here, I really enjoyed your character defeating evil via baked goods, basically, and, you know, ending large feuds with baked goods. Because let's be fair, I would get along with someone for a really good cake. And I kind of liked how your character wasn't super powerful or super smart or anything. She just could bake. And that was her main power. And that was really clever, I thought. So I gave you a lot of points for originality.
I liked that as well. I thought that was really fun. Like, I did not expect that at all. I loved the sort of, like, overcoming hate with, like, the power of love, essentially, which is what you did. And then you had so many, like, tropes. It was so fun. Like, the time travel, the fact that you were, like, kind of like an unknown relative at first, you know. You were ordinary, but still, like, the most important person at the school. Yeah, there was just, like, a lot of stuff together. I like you bringing together Draco and Harry. It was cool.
I especially liked how you kind of inverted the whole Mary Sue is good at everything trope and just made her largely incompetent but super good at one thing. Well, two things, the cooking and the bringing people together. I really liked how she saw past Ebony's kind of coarse outer exterior and was like, okay, this is a person who can do good. And I also liked that, you know, she even had sympathy for Voldemort. Like, this is one pure-hearted person. And I liked how that good still triumphed over evil, but she also had, you know, a material part in bringing that about. Like, she brought Slytherin and Gryffindor together, so they also had Slytherin's help. So, all very positive things.
Okay, so go ahead and you have little note cards in front of you. Write who you think wins. I'm gonna go ahead and pass them to me, I guess. Okay, if you two preps will come up here.
I still think she's convinced I'm a prep.
Look how you're dressed. Okay.
Not nearly enough black, clearly.
Not nearly enough.
And it looks like the winner of this Mary Sue battle is Alice.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't think I'm missing it.
Bring it in.
Mwah.
So, thank you for joining us for this Mary Sue episode. I can't wait to host again next week.
You're not coming back.
No, definitely not.
again.
I think we'll have to pardon Robin on this one.
Haters.
But we love you.
So join us next time when Ebony will not be hosting. We are bringing Robin back. Robin, we're sorry. You can come back now. And so we will have episode 2. Not entirely sure what our fandom's gonna be yet. Robin hasn't announced.